And that's my Twitter account. Awesome. This never ends, dude. This is why people have social media managers. It never ends.
Well, when you make the big bucks, guess you can hire one.
Yes, that's what it is.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah, that's what it's all about.
Just being big enough to have a social media manager.
That's the dream. Pay somebody else. Let's see. Still says sending data. A minute in. Maybe it's because of the false start. Cesar's just coming back from the abyss.
Shit. Sorry about that.
Get your life together.
Trying. This room is like a fucking mess.
Alright, there we go. Says we're live.
Look what just came in. I fucking ordered these in November of last year, and they just came in today.
Is it the Wii version of whatchamacallit? I remember that was when we were on our Darius kick. We were playing that side by side.
I was just playing Darius 2 on the Mega Drive.
It took almost a year.
That's what I was. Yeah, it just fucking came in.
Oh hell!
I was like, I paid that shit off like November last year. I thought I never was gonna see it. So I was like, all right, I guess this is never coming out.
What happened? What happened, Brant?
I was trying to look through one of the articles, and then all of a sudden, I got Google rewards. You've made the 5 billionth search.
Yes. What'd you win?
Congratulations! I get to choose a prize.
Was it for, did you search for Britney Spears like the most searched person in 2009?
Which side is it? Which side is it? Is it Jumatsu?
No, I believe it was The Verge. I was looking at that. Damn, I was looking. Which article was it? The damn thing will load. The new Wonder Boy title.
Did you get a legit reward?
Oh no, it wouldn't let me go back.
Yeah,
so
it's like a spam thing. I've seen those pages. It automatically loads you to you're the 500th person, get a free iPhone. Click here.
Yeah.
I used to get those from Jumatsu all the time to the point I was like, man, I had to open up in Firefox incognito mode. Now I can stop getting that shit.
Jumatsu didn't do it to me. Cesar, you remember Silicon Era? Silicon Era used to get me on that.
Yeah, they got a new Jenny Lotta or something like that. They got a new EIC. She's not that bad. She's pretty good.
I haven't been on there in so long.
Yeah, the guy that was running Silicon Era, he left and he did his own game company. And he's got like a Fallen Legion. Those games, it's like an RPG game from Yummy Yummy Games. So he did it on PS4, and then they ported it over to the Switch, and then they got the sequel coming out. So he left and started making games.
Cool. Bitrate.
Goddamn, guys, I'm telling you, man, this is fucking Black Ops. I've never been so excited for Call of Duty in my life.
Wait till we get to it. Wait till we get to it.
I can't wait, man. I want to talk about it.
I know you're pumped.
Fucking love. Holy shit. Well, they got fucking Woods in there. My boy Woods. Mason's in there. Oh, God.
We turned into a Call of Duty podcast.
I'm all about some Black Ops, man. The first Black Ops, not the garbage second one.
I did see something else about a brand new Game Boy Color game that's coming out this year.
Brand new Game Boy Color game.
Yeah.
There we are. Look at our handsome faces. Thank you, 3 viewers, whoever you are.
And one of them's not me, so hold on.
We can add to that numeric.
Should have it up.
Greatness.
There we go.
Have it up. There we go.
Some bitch.
Thanks, Brant.
Toss me the whip.
Nothing like knowing we're watching us. It helped on Donkey Kong Country, though, because you could see the replay. I was like, wait, where did I fuck up at?
Yeah.
Oh, my thing's on Restream, still not updating, but I don't know. I think we're gonna go with it. I'm tired. So that's what I was telling Brand. I got like 7 hours of overtime already. It's Wednesday. Tired.
You get used to it, man. I'm answering emails at like fucking 3 in the morning.
Necesitas vacación. I still just have 2 viewers. It's on Twitch. Might be other stuff.
I took like the whole fucking month of September off, so because I have like
Nice.
160 hours of vacation, so I think I took like almost like every weekend off in September.
Nice.
Because I had to burn through it.
You have to use it?
Yeah, I can only roll over 80 hours.
Brant, where are you sitting on? A shit ton?
What?
Time?
It's on our
Leave.
mind.
As far as
Leave.
oh gosh, I don't take time
Yeah.
off, like hardly ever. I've probably still got 200 and something annual, and I know I got my first
Sick check.
sick check last year because I had just crested that 300 and whatever it is you have to get. Like I know it's over 300. So I don't touch sick leave.
I'm at like 750 on both of them too. Hey, did either one of y'all get the PS5 thing to load, the pre-order link?
I did.
You got it to work?
They sent me the email and I registered, and there's like, thank you for
I never
registering.
got the email. That's what I don't get. Like, what the hell is happening?
You have to do what I did when I wasn't receiving the emails with those percentages off. You have to go in there into your account, deactivate emails, and then reactivate them.
That's garbage.
After that, I get everything. So I get those like those ever so ones like monthly 20% off my PlayStation Store purchases and stuff like that, and I use those coupons. So, but once I did that, I started getting everything. So
I'm gonna have to do that because I'm not getting them. So you just go into your Sony preferences?
you can do it into your. It'd be easier if you do it in your PS app on the phone. So if you go to manage account, and then there's an option in there where you want to select your basically promotional emails or soliciting emails, and you want to make sure you have those checked.
Okay.
If they are checked, I just go through, uncheck them, save it, and then go back through and check it again and save it. After that, you should start getting the emails after
I'll
that.
try to sign up again. Brant, you can buy direct from PlayStation. They're going to send you an email when the link goes up.
You saw that it was a free 1-day shipping too. I was like,
that's
shit.
my preferred.
Wow.
That's going to be my preferred source.
It's a pre-order to pre-order.
Basically.
But it's like you're guaranteed everything. So you're guaranteed one console, 2 controllers, 2 3D audio headsets, 2 HD cameras. That's what it's locked to your ID account, to your PSN ID.
We should make this a news story. Because that ain't bad. That's a pretty good way to get one.
Yeah, because I get 2 controllers that way. Because I've got a bad feeling that I'll end up getting 3 controllers. I'll just go ahead and max it out. Well, I don't care anymore. Whatever. Fuck this year. I don't. At this point, I'll figure it out.
Get the
later.
one with the system and 2 with the PlayStation Store.
I just paid off my ridiculously overpriced TV, and now I can just put that same amount back on the PlayStation 5 bullshit. So.
Do it to it. 'Tis the season. Call of Duty that you're amped up about is going to take advantage of the hardware too.
I cannot stop thinking about it. I'm ready to go into the coma and wake up November 13th.
Hey,
I've never been so excited for a Call of Duty game ever in my life. Have you ever seen me this excited for one?
Other than
us, me and you running that fucking trolley with the zombie mode.
On Wii U.
Yeah. The servers are still up. We should jump on.
Are they really?
Oh my gosh.
What's Brant got? I heard an echo. Was that your oh my goshing?
Yeah, it's that stupid Google rewards again.
You can't pull up your stories.
Dude, it's bad.
We got 7 viewers. That ain't bad. We haven't even gotten started. Wait till you hear us ramble on. We'll start dropping like flies.
Content.
Brand, you got to log out your Pornhub account, and then after that, you start getting the prompts. That's what's doing it. You saved your Pornhub account.
I don't have chat. That's the only thing I'm Let me see.
I'm blaming Richard for that time he made me Google games like
There it is.
Chrono Trigger with tentacle girls.
No, I did not force you to do that.
Never put tentacle girls.
I
in
just
there.
prompted you. That was not a mandatory search.
Don't feel bad, Brent. I'm the only one that bought that fucking fanatical bundle with the fucking sex games at the end of it that I didn't notice.
Yes, you did.
With Metal Slug, it was like Metal Slug and SNK, and then a bunch of sex games. I was like, they slid those in there, and now they're forever in my Steam account. I was like, great, whatever.
Forever linked. You can never live stream your Steam library.
I didn't even know until Richard pointed out. Aren't those sex games? I was like, what? No. And I looked at it and I was like, holy shit, they are. I didn't even know what the hell I fucking bought. Yeah, it was a bunch of tentacles there were.
All right, we're down to 5. We're losing.
I swear
we're losing
it was
people.
a
It's working. Keep going, guys.
Yeah, we raised the mature rating in our podcast.
Let's go.
All right, let me get this rundown and we'll hit the ground running. Where's my chat? Skype. You guys ready?
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 124 of the NOFODcast. We are No Outside Food or Drink, the Southeast premier video game podcast. Yes, this is the 124th iteration of this fine audio-visual experience to blow your mind and your eyeballs. Tonight, there was a Nintendo Direct mini partner showcase. We have another Switch hardware rumor. Cesar's Game of the Year, I guess, was officially confirmed to be called Black Ops Cold War, and there's some more details about it. We have a new Wonder Boy title that's been announced, along with a Suicide Squad game, a Gotham Knights game. We have your September PlayStation Plus titles, and Oculus completes the binding quest to Facebook. I'm Richard Bergman, joined... Yep, that came to me. I'm Richard Bergman, joined tonight by Brent McKee, B. McKee 2. Oh, wait,
What's
you
up?
just B. McKee. It's Cesar that's got the 2 at the end.
He's got the
just B.
2.
McKee. The one and only.
I'm 2.0.
The one and only.
The first one. The first junior didn't make it.
Oh, God. Oh. I don't know if we should laugh at that. That was Cesar Concepcion, the second, CMC2.
That's why I clarified and put junior at the end of that. That's why I was stuttering on that one because I was like, I walked into it, but I had to finish the fight. So
his lineage and potential siblings. I don't know where that went.
I was talking about I'm a clone or android, but there we go. I guess I have a weird twin.
That you just
brother
did you destroy
somewhere,
them
yeah.
like Metal Gear style? Brother.
Yes. I just got to find the Solidus version of him. He's probably a president somewhere.
Is it the current one? That's your brother, the Solidus? The dates match up?
Yeah, hey. Terrible info. Was that
L'Enfant.
terribly
L'Enfant Terrible. Project.
Mm-hmm. That's why I didn't take French.
I didn't take French either. I just played a lot of Metal Gear.
I've heard it both ways, either way. So
I'm sure, they edited that Metal Gear lore. There's some loopholes in there. I'm sure there was some changes over the years. All right, man. What?
Oh God, there is. Have you played Metal Gear Survive? There's a whole bunch
I've
of
never played Metal Gear
loopholes in there.
Survive.
Oh.
Who's played Metal Gear Survive?
I still have a sealed copy, and I think it's like $5 on the PlayStation Store, and I still I'm not gonna buy it, even for $5.
I thought it's been
I'm
free.
like,
Haven't they given us, or did Xbox give it to us?
I might play for PS if the PS Plus, but I'm sure everybody be shitting on
Yeah.
Twitter. That'd be like the worst thing they can do.
That'd be pretty harsh. Somebody gave us
Mm-hmm.
Bomberman. I guess it's Konami gave us Bomberman, so it's not.
It was
Right.
Xbox, remember? That
Yep.
was
So it's not out of the realm of possibility. All right, let's dive into. Do you want to just start with Black Ops since you're just going nuts about some Black Ops Cold War, Cesar? Let's start with it. Tell me about it. This is your time to shine.
I mean, there's not much on it. I mean, because you're asking me about co-op, I didn't even respond because when I looked at the PR release, it didn't really
Gotcha.
specify the modes. So outside of that, they did originally did like an official teaser which was a KGB defector where they kind of went through the whole Soviet Union process of how they were trying to infiltrate the United States. And this is stuff like actual events that happened, and some old KGB stuff. And then we went to a live reveal, but I didn't watch the live reveal because I didn't go. It was
kind of cool. We need to
Warzone
touch on that.
So.
You had to be kind of like Fortnite's done. They've set the precedent with that, I guess. But you had to be playing in Warzone, and I had 2 coworkers on their lunch breaks who signed in to to check out the live unveiling inside Warzone, and they said it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I was laughing on Twitter because somebody was like, "Man, I got to download 400 gigabytes." I think they were exaggerating, but they were like, "Yeah," they were like, "I'm not even going to make it in time for this new thing." So they were like, I was like, "Yeah, I'll just wait till they put it on there." So they did a press release, and they outside of that, it showed some images of like Woods, Frank Woods, and I'm assuming Mason's in there, and this is a direct sequel to the original Black Ops that came out on PS3 and 360. This one takes place in the 80s, and it deals with a little bit more on the arms race they had with the Soviet Union. This is what they're going with as the story mode. Other than that, I think they confirmed that Warzone's coming over, right? I think that's what they were saying.
Yeah.
They didn't go into detail outside of that zombies would return. Outside of that, they didn't go into much detail about the game. I guess we'll get more as it comes through. Outside of the 85 fucking ridiculous versions they have, like every other Ubisoft game. So you have it where you could buy a PS4 physical copy, and that will work backwards compatible in the PS5, but it will also give you the upgrade to PS5 digitally. Then you have a PS5 physical copy, which would only work in PS5. Then you have an Xbox copy, which works on the Xbox and Series X, but it's only backwards compatible on Series X. And I couldn't get clarity. I guess there's not going to be a optimized version for Series X, a Series X optimized one. That's what it looks like, right? I don't see a physical SKU for that. It looks like the Xbox one is just backwards compatible and works in both.
The Sony one said it was going to be 4K 120 frames per second, so I don't know. The PS5, that is.
Yeah. I know the Xbox one doesn't have that certified Series X on there. I don't know if they have that similar deal where Xbox has that deal with Yakuza where they're getting the upgrade first,
right,
and somebody gets theirs next year. That's what it seems like. That's what's happening. So it seems like Sony's getting that the dedicated PS5 optimized version first. That's what it seems like. And then I guess it will come up later to Xbox. But it's like so many different fucking SKUs, and it's very confusing. So, there it is. So I think you try to look into it, and then on top of that, then fucking GameStop throws a $100 version out there, and we don't know what's in the $100 version. It's like there's 80 different versions.
Yeah, what is that GameStop?
This cross-gen bullshit. I don't know, man. This cross-gen bullshit is what's gonna really be weird for the next couple of years until we fully get integrated into the next console.
I'm not wild about it either.
This is oof. I'm glad Ubisoft had practice with it because they're the masters of it now. With their bullshit, like 85 different versions of what comes with gold, what comes with diamond, or whatever the fuck they have on there, and yeah. But I mean, that's pretty much it. That's the whole Black Ops.
I'm hoping Amazon does one of their pricing things. I locked in that Far Cry 6 Gold Edition for PS5 for $69, I think it was. So,
I got in the habit as soon as they list the product, I buy it. And then as it comes up, I open up the open orders as it starts coming up to ship, and then I look at it and all right, this regular price, I cancel. But I always lock it in there because I think I ended up getting my Trails of Cold Steel 3 for the Switch. They fucked up and they price matched the PS4 version on accident. The game hadn't even come out yet, so I ended up getting that for like $32, and it was still $59 new everywhere. So I was like, it doesn't hurt to lock it in there. I usually just cancel it. Like I just canceled a whole bunch. I canceled Wasteland 3 because I think they dropped it down to $49, but I was like, I can wait. I can probably get that for $39.
So I'm canceling it. You could try it out on Game
Pass. Yeah, but I'm sorry, man. All my other Wastelands are on PlayStation. I'm just gonna go that route. But yeah, outside of that, that's how I usually roll on that. So the only one I did keep is Captain Tsubasa because I'm all about some anime soccer.
God bless anime soccer.
About that game.
Brent, you got any Call of Duty lore that you're looking to catch up on? You a fan of the series?
I think the last time I played a series, I'm trying to remember. I've got it over here. It was one of the launch titles I had for PlayStation, and Oh wow, I actually did buy Advanced Warfare, and I must have traded it or something. But I think I had
Yeah.
like Call of Duty Ghosts. I've been wanting to get
We
into
all had
Modern
Call of Duty
War.
Ghosts.
Yeah, I've
Everybody
been
bought
wanting to
Ghost.
get into
Yeah.
the new Modern Warfare. Just because I've heard so many good things and just haven't picked it up yet. And then now with this game coming out, I might prioritize this. I'll eventually go back because the price of Modern Warfare is probably going to
The
drop
price.
a
See what you
decent
did
amount
there.
because it's stayed up. Um, but yes,
It's a
price.
really good campaign, and I had fun with the multiplayer until, something else came along a month or two later. I think we started moving at that point too, but the multiplayer was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Not only that, all the patches.
No, the problem is there's too many fucking games with
That
too many
too.
multiplayers, and
Yeah.
That too.
that's the fucking problem. Well, I missed the PS2 days where we had less choices
Yeah.
and we enjoyed more stuff.
That's
but
accurate.
That's just my opinion. Yeah.
But I'm totally with Cesar. This looks like just original Black Ops fun, and it looks
My
like it's going to
brother's
be a
kind of a
beautiful game.
lapsed Call of Duty fan, but when Black Ops, when that name is thrown out there, and he watched the trailer too, and he's jonesing for this one. It looks like it's up his alley. Yep,
Yeah,
that's
he
it.
loves that Sticks and
Sticks
Stones.
and
I don't
Stones.
have any I
Oh,
don't have any multiplayer love for that, but that single player campaign, God, I love that single player campaign. I mean, you start off in fucking Cuba, man, and they're playing salsa on the car radio, and you're trying to fucking kill Fidel Castro. So it's like that's the first mission, and it's like you. And then no, I mean, I'm not gonna really go into spoilers because there's a lot more stuff down there, but you end up killing them, and then it turns out it's a body double. It's like you fucking killed a double. Like
Nice.
the real Fidel shows up.
This
And
is
just
a
takes him
so
out.
this new game is a
And then
direct
it
sequel
does-
to that one. You don't have to have played any of the other weird, because I know none of them were as well received as the first one. It seems.
Yeah, the first one was it jumped around different areas because you also there's a mission you had to go to Vietnam. You're in Cuba. You did a lot of
Right.
CIA stuff, undercover stuff to help with the U.S. government. And there's even a callback. Like it all starts in World War II. Like Mason, he was in a sniper fight with a Russian, and they're helping him out. And that was like a callback to World at War, like one of
Nice.
the levels in World at War. So it did a callback to that game too. Dude, Black Ops is a fucking amazing game. I love that campaign. When you get to two gets weird because it jumps into the future, and then it does some stuff where it jumps back into the late 80s, and you play as Mason's son, and and it jumps around between different periods. It gets weird, but variety-wise, it's pretty good because that's when you start getting into variety where they have like these tower defense games you have in there. They added in there, and these different play styles they added in there. I think that might have been the first one they started adding the jetpacks before everybody's tired of the jetpacks. That was like the first one, I think, Black Ops 2. But yeah, it's either here or there. I mean, Black Ops 1 still hands down my favorite campaign, personally. But I'm a history buff, and I just
I've
love
never
the mixture
played
of
that
history
one.
they
I'm
had
gonna
on
have to
there.
give that campaign
your
a shot. I'm kind of craving a shooter campaign.
Richard, I'm telling you, man. I mean, there's a fucking mission. You go down the river in Vietnam, and it plays the Rolling Stones in the background. It's like nice callbacks to a lot of those films and that era. It's
I got
great.
into talking with a coworker, and Cesar actually mentioned this with you, but a lot of console launches, I guess it's because of the October-November time frame, but I've bought a lot of Call of Duties along with a console launch. When I was looking back, I got the 360 day one with Call of Duty 2. That was before it was the big thing that it is now. The Wii U, we got Call of Duty Black Ops 2 at launch. Like the next day, I met Cesar at Target, and we did like buy two get one on that. That's when Target was doing buy two get one on every console launch. That was good times. And then I got Ghost along with everybody else on PS4 when it came out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I got past the first level.
It was like a bunch of earth shifting. That's all I
in the house, and I was like,
you had a
yeah.
dog.
And then I got into I think the next level was in the jungle, and you had to crawl around and not get spotted. And I was like, yeah, fuck this. And I never came back to it. And I was like, yeah, it's still on my shelf. Or
I'm
maybe
gonna take
maybe
this
one
out. I'm
day
gonna
I was
put it
like,
in a real launch game like Knack or Killzone Shadowfall.
Sad thing is, I actually beat Knack, so
I beat Knack co-op
one I actually
with the
beat.
missus as well. Good experience. All right, that's everything we need to know. November 13th is your date. They're going to have more stuff come out. September 9th, I think. Multiplayer and zombies, they'll have their big blowout on multiplayer. Players on Xbox One should be able to play with players on PlayStation 5, and Series X should be able to play on PS4, so that's still going to be wide open. Yet the full reveal is November 9th. Zombies is coming back, so we can give that a go. I don't know, they're always a good test of like next gen hardware, and they always have smooth running engines, and it'll be fun. All right, there was a Nintendo Direct Mini today, right? That was this morning.
Yeah, that was today.
This is not an
Shadow
order.
drop.
Michael would be very upset.
No,
This is the
not at all.
There was only one game on there that mattered the most, and there was one when I had my original Game Boy, and I played majority
Which
of my
Final
childhood.
Fantasy Legend is it?
You can guess which one it was. The first one where I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, and I kept feeding my main character meat, and I kept turning him to a zombie, and he died, and I was like, I only get like 3 hours in there. I kept killing him. I didn't understand. Like that game was so fucking weird, man. But I just remember feeding him like some kind of meat you find that you kill from a villain, and it would change you to like a fucking zombie. And I was like, he was a zombie in my team for the rest of the time, and I never understood. But I played the shit out of that game.
Of course, mentioning Collection of Saga Final Fantasy Legend, originally released on Game Boy System. The first 3 titles in the Saga series, which are Final Fantasy Legend 1, 2, and 3, are coming to Switch in one collection. Navigate through fantasy worlds as you fight monsters, customize your characters, explore towns, dungeons, and more. A high-speed mode and other helpful features have been added while retaining the appeal of the original titles. It's $20 and it's digital only, I saw. And it is not one of the great remastering people doing this. So we'll just have to see what kind of quality it breaks down to. It's not M2 or anybody.
Yeah.
It looks like they use like that template they did in like for the Neo Geo Pocket Color games, where you get a majority of that screen covered off and the buttons
It
on the
doesn't look great, but
on the
maybe there's
face.
going to be some other
That's what it
options.
looks like.
Some other highlights. There's a date for Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory, along with some gameplay of that. Did that strike anybody?
I still haven't got past Birth
So
by
no.
Sleep.
Moving along.
I still have to beat the game two more times. Brent, I know need spoilers for Kingdom Hearts 3. One day I will get there. Because I've beaten 1 and 2 a couple years. Like, well, it's almost been 2
Yeah,
years
you were
now
playing
since I went
through
back and played those on PS4.
Yeah, I remember.
And then I stopped at Birth by Sleep when I had to do that 2 more times, and it's still my thing. I'm like, one day.
One day I'll be there.
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm not. I know they're gonna do that tie-in bullshit. I remember. I think it was the first episode I was on. Richard, we talked about it because that's when it was revealed, and I talked about how this is how this is their gotcha mechanic is the tie-in to the story. Other than that, I'm not crazy about the gameplay. I know they said that there's a. Didn't they say there's a
Extra
local
chapters.
and yeah, there's extra chapters and there's additional and local multiplayer battle modes, new and exclusive to the Nintendo Switch.
The 8-player mode, I think they said.
Yeah.
Exclusive. But I think you're right. I think the only thing they're trying to pull in the fans is that extra chapter. Where I guess what Kari is what it looks like. I guess that takes
saw a
place
lot of
after
people
Kingdom Hearts
upset.
3.
They finally
However
had to
long
play
that
as
chapter
Kyrie,
is.
and it's in this game.
Yeah.
The fandom was upset.
Well, I mean, they still have that. Remember that little splash screen? They still have 2 more Kingdom Hearts games they haven't announced that are still playing.
Yeah.
So-
Wait. Available today, World of Tanks Blitz. It's World of Tanks on the go. Players
Yay.
who log in between now and September 9th can collect a special free gift from the in-game shop that includes a T2 medium tank. It sounds like we're ordering a shirt. 3 days of premium account access, 1,000 gold in-game currency, and exclusive avatar. Cesar, go ahead and sign in.
My favorite bit was the whole thing when they were showing it playing on the TV. Like that was the first time that game was ever playable on TV before, and I was like, this shit's on PS4 and Xbox. I'm like, they were selling that hard, like, and play on the TV, and they like show a dock in there, and they're like, no, you can play doing both. I was like, man, I never even. You can look at my download history for PS4 and Xbox. I hadn't even downloaded that shit. I don't even download the Navy ships one either. Wherever the fuck that thing is.
This is apparently a huge phenomenon, World of Tanks, because I have people. They'll figure out that I like games, and they're like, "So you play games, huh? You play World of Tanks?" And I'm like, "Oh no, I know." That's like the end. Like, I guess it used to be like World of Warcraft or something, but now they're like, "I heard you like video games. You play World of Tanks?" It's just like, no.
No, you expected sweet code, and that's what you expected.
Rank.
But you heard World of Tanks, and it's like, I can't even carry a conversation with World of Tanks. It's like, Suiko, and I got you on the
Here you
first
like
two,
games.
but
Rank the 2D Mario platformers. That's what I'm ready to discuss. Not World of Tanks.
fucking pass out, punch out style. Like, woo. You asked me a
World of
question that's
Tanks.
relevant to me.
Just Dance 2021 was announced. Not a Wii version. I think that's the biggest news.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
All I hear is fucking Dance Monkey nonstop. It's still in my head.
Puyo Puyo Tetris Dos. The second of the Puyo Puyo Tetris line. Comes out December 8th. That was a launch title and a big hit, and one I put many hours into.
And they confirmed that to like everything. I think it's coming on PS5, Series X, Xbox One, PS4.
Like some Puyo gel
PC.
things in 4K.
Wonder Swan color.
Taiko no Tatsujin Rhythmic Adventure Pack brings RPG mechanics to everyone's favorite drumming game.
That is fucking awesome because those are ports of the 3DS ones we never got over here.
That looks good. Big Rumble Boxing Creed Champions. This was like a boxing game in the.
I saw Ready to Rumble. I was like, yeah, Ready to Rumble, and then I looked at it again. It's like, this is not Ready to Rumble. I was like,
no.
It doesn't.
And it looks janky.
Look right.
The style, it doesn't look polished. The way the characters are hitting each other, they look weirdly animated, and
I'm craving a new
something
boxing
doesn't
game.
look
We
right.
haven't had a fight night in so long. Like there was one this gen, I think, and it's super expensive to find if I remember right. So I'm looking at it. I'm like, hell yeah, it's a boxing game. It's a different perspective. It's kind of like a side by side view, and it just doesn't. It doesn't look right, like Brent said. It's janky, man. Something's just off.
Well, I mean, did they come back and say it's coming out next year?
This was an early look.
Maybe they'll put some polish
Jump
in
Force Deluxe Edition, because Jump Force Regular was not good enough. The Deluxe Edition includes Character Pass 1, and it punches its way to Nintendo Switch on August 28th. This all comes from their PR blast, by the way, as it sounds. There's your Captain Tsubasa, August 28th, Cesar, for your anime soccer needs. Minecraft Dungeon.
So that's all I need is to summon an eagle as I kick a goal. It makes perfect sense.
Yeah, but your team has been down and out for 3 episodes. They don't know how they're going to come back. They're against the ropes, and then they.
That secret eagle attack they've been holding in the cards the whole time. So I guess I have to use my super eagle kick. And everybody just pauses and watches it happen, and everybody tries to stop the ball at all. It's unstoppable. God bless sports anime.
Either that or it's all in your head.
Yep.
People are just looking at you and you're going, go! And they're like, what the hell is he doing?
Look, I literally, and I don't want to derail too far because we're moving pretty quickly, but I literally got lost into a thread on anime people who hate fucking sports in real life but love sports anime. Like there's some people who are dedicated baseball anime fans. They're like going through different series and talk about how much they love baseball anime, but like they can't watch baseball for shit, or for stuff.
Hey, I mean, if you take away the moment to moment balls and strikes and strategy and all that, and you just explore the stories that come out of that, there's nothing wrong with that. Sports brings us a lot of stories. Speaking of sports stories, Minecraft Dungeons DLC. It's always interesting when y'all saw this like splash up on the screen and it says from Xbox Game Studios, and it's just kind of one of those things like, all right, here we are now. This is just normal now. It's what we experience. All right, so this looked like kind of a snow Arctic add-on. The full version of the game is required to use the DLC, which is sold separately. Then we got a long look at Fuser.
Damn it. I was just hoping to just use the DLC. I was just hoping to use the DLC,
sometimes.
no game.
We got a long look at Fuser, which did not translate well in an event, I don't think. She was like, hey, look, your friends are liking this track. This is a hot beat. Yes.
Most of it was emoji based. It's like, yeah, use emojis like you do in real life. I'm like, I don't even do that now.
I did screen capture that the young lady that was presenting it from Harmonix and send it to Cesar. I was like, I want to hang out with this girl. She had like non-stop records behind her and a turntable and headphones and all kinds of stuff. I was like, yes, let's dive into some music. She had a great looking collection.
And Richard just wanted to jump out in front of the camera and be like, where it's at? I got 2 turntables and a microphone.
She's like, I'm glad you're here. I know you want to learn more about Fuser. I'm like, nope, let's just spin some records.
Let's play some Beck. Let's go.
All right, that was it. That was the Nintendo Mini. I thought it was pretty strong. What I
Oh,
missed?
you skipped over Final Fantasy
I
Crystal
did. Oh,
Chronicles
there we go.
Remastered.
So
There we
who's
are.
buying this? I know
That's still
Cesar's getting
happening.
it, so we can at least play along with Cesar then.
I have
Oh
a.
wait, isn't there no co-op or no?
We can play online. We download the free version.
Oh, it's yeah.
I have the full version. So if that's you only need one version, the full version, and
There we
everybody
go.
has a free one.
Yep.
I think is that how
But
it's
you get to
working?
play. You get to play the 28
So
dungeons or something like that, and you only need to beat 13 of them to beat the game. So we can beat it with the free version if y'all want to stream
yeah.
that one. I think it'd be a good time.
Yeah.
So what's funny is I looked at it and I pre-ordered this on Amazon Japan because we weren't getting a physical copy, and so I pre-ordered it last year. I think it was September 10th last year, before they pushed it back a whole bunch of times. I think Square was trying to lock it down because they knew physical copies were coming in English out of Japan. So now it won't ship to the United States, but I got in there before they did the block to the United States. So yeah, so I was like, hopefully this
Good
ships.
save.
It should ship tomorrow. So. I'll have a copy on PS4 and Switch, so whichever one y'all want to do, whatever. I think you can cross-platform even with cell phones, so just choose y'all's weapon of choice. You just got to download the free client.
Because I'm thinking how we'll like host that and stream that. Can you pull up what is it, remote play? Can you share screen remote play and then we broadcast that one? We can iron out the logistics. Because we just need one screen shown, really. Because that you're all together, right? Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we can pull it off. All right. Was there any update on that? Just August 27th. It's out tomorrow, right? Or today, as this podcast goes up.
Yeah, I think my version ships on Friday, so I'll probably get it early September.
Right.
That's what their estimated was, but it's probably like next day.
Let's get Crystal Chronicles. Good catch, Brant. According to The Verge, Nintendo reportedly releasing upgraded Switch next year, but they're actually quoting a Bloomberg article that was translated by Taiwan's Economic Daily News. The new model will come out in early 2021, according to Economic Daily News, which cited supply chain sources. That Switch hardware is based around... Nope, that's the old one. According to Bloomberg, the new model will be released alongside a stronger lineup of games, which could go some way to explaining Nintendo's light software schedule this year. The company hasn't announced any big titles for this holiday season, when much of the attention will fall on the launch of PS5 and Xbox Series X. I thought there were more details on it, but I don't see it in here.
No, I think because I saw on Twitter like people were doing their guess, and somebody was guessing that worked in the industry. They don't think it's going to be a more powerful Switch. They think it's going to be a Switch with less components and easier to manufacture. That's what their guess is, but that was just their guess.
Gotcha.
Like we've had these rumors for a while. I think even before Switch Lite came out, there were rumors of 2 SKUs, a Switch Lite or Switch Mini, as a lot of people were dubbing it, and then a possible Switch Pro, which never came to pass. And now it's coming up again. Just like all the rumors with every Nintendo Direct. As soon as we get some kind of Nintendo Direct or some kind of little Nintendo news, and it's like this last one, a lot of people were mad about this Nintendo Direct Mini. But I bet you by tomorrow, somebody will be up. Well, we're probably going to get one next month. It's going to be a real Direct, and they'll show Mario, they'll show this, they'll show this, and
To add to your tidbit, I think Jeff Grubb was the one who said that we were getting something this week, but he didn't know if it was going to be a full Direct or a partner. He said it could have been. He said he knew we were getting something from Nintendo, but he had also heard that we're going to actual full Direct in September.
Here we go.
Even if it wasn't one this week, so that's what he said he heard. He's been right so far. So he's been right. So he clarified when he came back. He's like he doesn't know if it's, everybody's trying to say it was a full Direct. He's like he said I don't know if it's a full Direct or if it's going to be a mini or something. He says that he just knew something was coming from Nintendo this week.
So what are all these people thirsty for? The Mario 35th anniversary stuff? Is that what we're all jonesing for? Is it what?
They just want something substantial. There's I don't know, and there's people out there crying that Nintendo's given up on 2020. They're not doing anything, and it's like no, they're doing. Do you see all the games that they're releasing? I mean, it may not be what you want, but hey, they're not giving up. I mean,
these people crying now didn't suffer through the like 64 droughts and the GameCube droughts of like nothing. Oh, the Wii U droughts. Jeez.
Oh gosh.
Of nothing. Was it last week when we talked about that Indie
I
World
like
Showcase with all that random, just unannounced, like we never knew about half of that stuff? That was great. Can't please everybody.
Yeah. And he just said the Wii U. I mean, the Vita. PlayStation literally just was like, they supported it for maybe a couple of years, and then they just, like, third party kind of had a little bit going and kept it going, but they didn't promote it like they tried to at the beginning, and they just kind of it fell flat.
I agree with you. I don't think at this point, whatever they do announce and any coming up directs they come up there, I don't think it's coming out this year, so I don't think it matters. I think that's why they keep, if they were going to do one, they can push it out, because I don't think anything they're announced is going to come out.
Or just a shadow.
Like I said, Pikmin's coming out in October.
Okay.
Yeah, Pikmin's coming out in October. That's the one we got ahead of time. So literally we have 2 months left, November, December. There's nothing coming out in September. I still stand by that.
They could do that Mario collection, and they don't have to do any other lead up or anything about it. The news will be out there. It'll be word of mouth, and people will go freaking crazy.
I'm telling you now, nothing is coming out in September. Nothing. Now I can see them do the Mario thing right around December, and still get it in the 25th anniversary, and just push it back a couple months, and it was probably supposed to come out in September, but nothing's coming out in September. I don't think they don't need anything to come out in September. They need everything to come out in November and December. You got new consoles. You need somebody to keep. I mean, at this point, it doesn't matter. So that's my.
But there's going to be more. There's more Switches in the pipeline than there's going to be PS5s and Xbox Series X's. So how much of that do you actually need? You just need to stay relevant in the, I guess, the mind share.
Yeah, everybody's going to want the new stuff. So, I mean, Sony can actually get their 6 million out, and there's going to be a lot of people that are going to want a PS5 are going to be disappointed, and they're probably want a new console, and they're probably going to end up getting an Xbox, even though they didn't plan on getting one. And I'm sure Microsoft knows that. They're going to be like, all right, we're going to advertise for people who couldn't get a PlayStation. Like, hey, we're just as good, and we got,
Why do you think it's going to turn into
that?
Game
Pass. So, it's marketing, man. It's how it is. So, I mean, you're going to have dedicated people buy Xboxes, but, the momentum is not a lot for Microsoft. I think they're going to take advantage. It's like, hey, we got plenty of them out there. We got a better console. It's just all about marketing. It's just all marketing. Some people are like, yeah, I don't want to wait for PS5. You get them in the Xbox ecosystem after that, You're like, oh, I never would have tried it, but,
Game
they
Pass,
sold me on
I'm
Game
sure
Pass,
there'll be like a month or two in the box, and then they'll just roll that over. Their credit card will be on file, and then they're in. Next up, this was a surprise. There's a new Wonder Boy game coming out. Wonder Boy Asha in Monster World stars Asha, the protagonist of the 1994 released Monster World 4 on the Sega Genesis.
It's another remake.
These are original developers, though. That's pretty cool. This is from Gamatsu again. Wonder Boy series creator Ryuichi Nishizawa has returned to lead and direct the new title alongside original composer, character designer, and creative manager. The game is fully voiced, with Asha and her other characters described as lively and talkative.
I actually played Monster World 4 on PS3. That's the first time we got it in English, and it's very good. It still holds up well.
I think I got it in one of those collections. It was like it might have been one of those Sega Ages things. Did it come out in one of those collections, like the Toe Jam and Earl ones? Yeah. I think we got it for Games
I'm
with Gold.
actually more excited. I'm actually more excited about their unreleased game that's coming out that they're bringing out. I want to play that.
What is that?
That they never finished. They closed down the doors of that studio that was working for Sega. West was it West?
Is it the one with the Sonic 2 levels in the background, like as the development stuff? The one they're kicking around with that. It's like a worm-looking character almost.
No, I think it was actually being made for arcades.
Yeah, it was like a centipede thing. Like, are we talking about the same thing?
No, that's
Segapede. Yeah,
Segapede
I was keeping up with that story. Yeah. Segapede. All right, someone dive into this Suicide Squad and Gotham Knight lore, because I am not familiar with either one, and I did not watch the reveals of either. I did watch that Batman trailer with the Nirvana track at the end, and it was glorious. are playing throughout the whole thing.
Yeah, that fucking song, man. It was the fucking song stuck in my head the next morning. I was like, oh, I couldn't get it out.
Now you guys are gonna have to bear with me and maybe get my back if it happens again, because that dang Google ad wants to pop up for some reason on the Gamatsu. So article from Gamatsu is talking about Rocksteady's new game, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, announced for PS5, Xbox Series X, and PC. So basically, the Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is a new genre-bending action-adventure shooter. It can be played solo or with 4-player co-op online. Of course, it's based in the DC universe. Of course, with Rocksteady, we know they did the Arkham series. It combines their signature kind of character-driven story gameplay with third-person shooter action, is what they're describing it as. To deliver a gaming experience unlike any other. The game will be available worldwide in 2022 on all the next-gen consoles as well as PC, featuring an original narrative set in the DC universe. Takes place in a richly detailed open-world metropolis, and it's going to follow Harley Quinn, Deadshot, Captain Boomerang, King Shark, who are all tasked with the impossible mission to save the Earth and kill all the Justice League. So in the trailer, they basically just showed the 4 demi-heroes or villains, whatever you want to call them, on a rooftop, and you can see Brainiac's, like a big Brainiac kind of ship-looking thing. It almost looks like a squid, going back to tentacles here, little tentacles all over the city, little robots flying around. So obviously Brainiac's got some big plan here, destroying the city, and then you hear Amanda Waller, who's kind of the taskmaster for Suicide Squad, come over and tell them they need to get to the target. And as they're going through the city, this helicopter goes to crash. You see Superman come in and save the pilot, and then immediately kill him. Nice. And so
Superman doesn't kill people, so that already throws you for a loop. So
yeah, so, and that was kind of at the point where they were running and they were like, well, who's our target? Which one are we supposed to be? Where are we supposed to be going? And then they see Superman, and King Shark's like, well, yeah, we got to try and do this now. So
yeah, Boomerang was with the off block. Yeah, at the very end.
It cuts him off.
Shark? He looks like one of those Street Shark 90s cartoons.
He's exactly like Street Shark.
He's actually in the new Suicide Squad movie too. So the one that James Gunn's doing.
It's an interesting character. All right, what's our excitement level?
I'm more excited because this is the Gotham Knights. They confirmed didn't take place in the Arkham Knight universe, but this one, the Suicide Squad, does. This one takes place after the Arkham Knight games, so it's in the same universe. So I'm kind of interested to see that part of that conversation is going to be what happened to Batman after what happened at the last Arkham Knight game.
I thoroughly enjoyed the Arkham series. Last year, I had my son run through all of them with the exception of going through Origins. At some point, I want to go through Origins. I know Origins got a lot of shit, but
a lot of snow.
Is it that bad?
Yeah,
it's bad, Cesar.
I just remember the snow and emptiness.
I enjoyed it. And I liked Slade. Deathstroke. There we go. Was in there, and it was that studio's attempt to kind of get the same feel, and there were some parts in there that it felt a little repetitive. it didn't do things as good as Rocksteady's games, but I thought it was pretty good experience. I enjoyed playing it. But yeah, I ran him through all 3 main games. Did the VR, put him in the VR for the first time.
What about the 2D one, that prequel, that Metroidvania one?
Blackgate.
Yeah.
No, I've tried to play Blackgate myself a couple times, and I enjoy the way the cutscenes look and that like comic book aesthetic they have to them, but that 2D side scroll but 3D look to it, it doesn't quite click for me, and I can never really super get into it.
What's your favorite out of those the 3 main ones, Brant?
Oh gosh,
I have the only answer you need right there.
Arkham City, yeah, probably.
City.
I did enjoy Arkham Knight. I know some people. Cesar, you said you didn't like it as much as 2. You thought it was all right.
I was fine with Arkham Knight. A lot of people were very critical on it. I just think 2 was very hard to surpass. I mean, you made fucking Hugo Strange into an interesting villain. I mean, that was a good ass game. So, I mean, don't get me wrong. The first one was great because it took you by surprise. But about how well that game was. But I think 2 ended up. I like the story in 3 Arkham Knight. I think it just stretched out for too long. It just wasn't well paced, in my opinion, as the second one was. Yeah. But the second one, you just kept going and going. It was paced very well. I think that's what they kind of fixed up on the first game. That was missing was just the pacing.
Yeah. So. I'd say the same thing. The pacing was a little off, but all in all, the story was great, and it was a great ending to the series.
Fuck the Riddler trophies and fuck having to get 100% to get the real ending. I never got the real ending. I was like, I ended up just watching on YouTube.
YouTube.
Yeah.
YouTube.
I was like, that was some bullshit because there was so many fucking Riddler trophies, and it's like that point where you're driving and you have to drive the fucking Batmobile on the walls and shit. I'm like, nah, I ain't doing that shit. That was just padding, in my opinion, but that's neither here.
Add an extra fluff. All right, that one is developed by Rocksteady. The Gotham Knight is developed by Warner Brothers Games Montreal, and that one's coming out next year for PS5, Xbox Series X, PS4, Xbox One, and PC. What do you do in this one?
So in this one, let's see, you take control of the Bat family, which in this game is only 4. It's Batgirl, Robin, which would be at this point Tim Drake.
I think all the Robins are in there at this point because it sounds like the Damien's in there. Jason Todd's with the Red Hood, right?
Yeah, Jason is Red Hood, who you do play in this one, and then Nightwing.
Nightwing, which is the one
Grayson,
that we're all Dick Grayson.
Original.
That's the one from Teen Titans Go.
Yeah.
That's the one that Richard should know because it's the one from Teen Titans Go. That's why I'll just use that.
Of the Flying Graysons.
Alicia Silverstone.
So they're touting this one as it's a brand new open world third person action RPG. And you step into the roles of the Bat family, like I recently said. They're protecting Gotham in the wake of Batman's death.
It cracks me up, man.
It's what they're called. So as a expansive criminal underworld has swept through the streets of Gotham, obviously you're just going to protect the city. What they showed is each character kind of has their own unique skill set, unique play style. They showed a section with Mr. Freeze where he's taken over this large building, and he's come to the city, and he's got some kind of weather controlling machine.
As Mr. Freeze would normally do.
Yes, and of course it's set to winter, because why not freeze?
I'm sure his wife is frozen somewhere.
Yeah. So they showed off a little bit of Batgirl's play style as well as Robin, and said that the game can be either played completely single player or
Cool.
2-player co-op, which is really nice. I said, I ran my son through the games last year, and once we were watching the announced trailer, and it said that you could 2-player co-op the entire game. He looked at me and just had these giant sparkling
Hell
eyes,
yeah.
like, "Oh,
Hell
we can
yeah.
play together." I was
That's
like,
great.
Yep. Uh,
Yeah,
but
I think some people were comparing this, and I don't want to mean to interrupt you, Brent, but
No.
some people were saying this was like their version of Avengers. It seems like that play style where you can play
Yes.
solo and then you
Or
have separate
Anthem.
missions for co-op. It seems like it. Yeah.
So they showed off, like I was saying, they showed Batgirl kind of follows the same kind of takedowns and hand-to-hand combat that we're used to with kind of the Arkham series, but she also has her own flair. She's got some different like weapons and things and different little skills and gadgets that she uses. They didn't show off a whole lot of Robin's combat, which I'm sure he's got the staff. He's probably got batarangs and other things. They did show off that he has hacked the Justice League satellite system in order to that enables him to do short range teleports. So that can increase your more mobility. Kind of there's a group of enemies over here. I could kind of teleport myself over here to where they don't see me, and then take them out this way. So, they did the gameplay that they showed off. They did say it was an alpha build, and it did kind of show. I don't know if either of you really
I only
watched.
play Office.
That's Cesar's cup of tea.
I don't do betas. I do Office.
But I mean, you could tell it's not super polished. There were a couple parts where
I just watched some of the trailer.
Some things clipped. Yeah, where some things clipped through some other things, and Batgirl's hair looked like all one solid piece that was just kind of like floating behind her head, and didn't have any like individuality to the hair or any flow. It just kind of sat there and wiggled.
No truss effects.
like a nah, like a tail behind a fish, flopping.
Doesn't have that end game polish. That's all it is.
Yeah,
It looked pretty good for what it was, but I know what you mean. It doesn't have that polish it normally have at the end.
But what they did show was pretty impressive, and it looked like it is going to be a pretty good game. And like I'd mentioned earlier, that the game, I guess, starts off where Batman has sent a message to them, letting them know that he is dead, and that it's in their hands now to take care of the city. But if I can throw my little nerd hat into the ring, if they're smart, I think the logical next step would be to throw in some Lazarus Pit or kind of Ra's al Ghul-esque thing, Dionysium, or there's a couple other things where they could potentially bring Batman back in some capacity that I think would which could lead to some more interesting story bits, even if it's something they do as like an end credits thing. I think it would be pretty neat to see that in there.
And that's Gotham Knights.
Yeah. Outside of that, they posted the director as Patrick Redding. They took him from Ubisoft. He was the one who did Splinter Cell, Blacklist, and Conviction, and also did the storyline for Far Cry 2. I'm looking at fucking Twitter, and I don't know this. They put this out there 5 hours ago. I don't know how we missed this, and you probably saw it, Richard. But that Fire Emblem Fates Definitive Edition is coming to Nintendo Switch in early 2021.
I missed that totally. Where's that? Where did that come from?
It said it's Nibble, and it includes the three routes, full DLC included, along with Japan only DLC, and they removed features from the 3DS version are also coming back.
Nice,
huh? Glad
Breaking
I waited.
News.
Yeah, because that version is like fucking super expensive.
Yeah,
for the 3DS. No, this has to be a fake account. This might be a fake account. Somebody's using this guy's name. I think there's no tweets. I don't know. We'll confirm later. Did not take that. That might have been
confirm.
false.
Uh-oh.
I haven't seen that repeated anywhere else. So sorry. That would be a hot take.
Yeah.
That would be hot news.
Somebody's retweeting somebody's stuff and not
cross
doing their homework. Yeah, I just looked at it. I was like, this doesn't seem right. I'm more upset because the real nibble said there Netflix has canceled Altered Carbon, but it's neither here nor there.
I did see that as well.
So my apologies. Ignore all that. That was not accurate. We'll just move on to the next bit.
It's weird. Next bit is September's free PlayStation Plus game.
PlayStation
Two
Plus.
good titles. Street Fighter V and my game of the year, 2 years ago? PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds.
Yep.
Cesar, we spent many hours together in PUBG. That was an addiction for a long time, man. I love this game. I've paid for it on PlayStation, so this one does not behoove me, but that will open up the doors to a bunch of people. Cesar, we need to get on there when everybody downloads it when it goes live, and maybe we can get a win.
We should have been doing it before then, because somebody on the Twitter comment said it was way easy to get a chicken dinner now. They said they're handing them out left to right. I was looking at the comments. I said this is a completely different community now, because there's if you don't get enough people to fill up a room, it throws bots in there, and they said it makes it way easier when there's a room full of bots sometimes.
Thing.
Oh.
Yeah, I guess that's what the guy was saying. Hopefully this will fix that whole bot bullshit. So.
Hopefully it'll be enough people.
Because that was his complaint. He said it's too easy getting a chicken dinner nowadays. He said all the thrill's gone. He said hopefully since everybody's gonna have a copy, maybe this will reinvigorate the community again. So.
All right, that's via the PlayStation blog, and both games will be available September 1st through October 5th.
And then Street Fighter V is a good one to play. You don't get all the characters, but at least you know what you're getting into. So if you want to invest, I think it's like another $25 to get the complete version with all the 80 characters on there. Or I don't think it's 80 characters, but you know what I mean. You get the rest of the characters and all the other bullshit. So after that, you don't have to pay like the season pass for $25 to get everything else. If you do like it, it's your thing.
They also know they're going to kick off Street Fighter V PS4 tournaments starting September 4th in the U.S. and Canada. These events will offer eligible fighters of all skill levels in those regions the opportunity to compete for cash prizing, a unique PS4 theme, and a custom in-game title. Sounds cool too. Get people engaged. Brant, take this one out. You threw our last news story in there. Facebook, from The Verge. Facebook is making Oculus's worst feature unavoidable.
I can't even fucking use it. I'm banned for life on Facebook. So.
You're out of the ecosystem.
I'm banned for life officially from Oculus. I want to throw something out there. The Oculus guys is like, hey man, I'm a real person. And I can't register for Facebook. So
how come I can't.
How do I fucking use your product? Yeah.
What am I supposed to do?
So yes, this is from The Verge, and yes, everybody's favorite company, Facebook.
Brandon, am I back on the screen?
I do not see you.
You guys, I see both of them.
OBS is flaking out, man. Yep.
I just on Twitch, I didn't see you.
Yeah, paused earlier, but you are gone from the mains.
It glitched out. I adjusted it, and now it glitched out again. All right, I'll switch us. Thank y'all for the heads up.
So anyway, Facebook.
There we go. Thanks, Brant.
Has there you go. Facebook is going to require a login for future VR headsets. So this decision actually broke promises that the original founder from the original founder from Oculus said that they would. It was almost universally revealed online revered online, with critics raising concerns about data collection, targeting advertising, and nobody was really crazy about the fact that Facebook purchased Oculus. But
it wasn't run by a decent guy before then, so I don't think it really matters.
No.
That's just my personal opinion. I'm sorry, everyone.
So let's see. And they go on to talk about how when Facebook purchased Oculus, there was a lot of boycotts. Like Notch killed the deal that he had to put some of his games on the Oculus Rift. Um, and then Minecraft got sold to Microsoft, and then it got put on the Rift after launch. But it's just another. Who didn't think that this was coming? I mean, even with the former owner just saying, "Oh, it's never going to happen. They're never going to do that." It's going to happen, and it made a lot of people upset to see that this headset that they've got, in order to fully use the headset, you're going to have a Facebook. You're going to have to log into your Facebook, and for people that either don't have Facebook, don't want anything to do with Facebook, or people like Cesar who for whatever reason are banned for life.
My picture's hanging on Mark Zuckerberg's wall. Like, don't let him in.
They just deny your existence, don't they?
And Richard saw it for himself, and this will not be reversed.
They flat out said, because our page was
whatever.
tied to that account, and it flat out said it will never happen. And I have not been in a hurry to try to get us back on Facebook since then. That was the whole thing was damn discouraging. He jumped through every loophole they wanted him to do
to prove that was a real boy, and then apparently I wasn't real. I was getting pulled with strings.
But I mean, for people that already have a Facebook and now are just mad about having to tie it to the system, I mean, Facebook already has their data. It's for them. It's not that big of a. It shouldn't be that big of a deal, because if they were that worried about it, they wouldn't be on Facebook to begin with.
Right.
But I mean, this whole thing, Facebook has so many hinky practices anyway. It just sucks that they're going to require it now.
Brandon, I mean, what it is that they're at this point where you have a lot of people who've done what I've done, and like years back, I think I deleted my Facebook account in 2016 or something like that. Yeah. So you actually have a decline because of all that. They had to find some way to bring up their accounts for because their IPO. I mean, their stock offerings for it. I mean, they have to show growth. So I mean, this is something they had in their back pocket, and they finally had to pull it out and use it. So, because I think based on that article, I think they said you can create an Oculus account to some point at the end of this year, right? And it's like September, October this year.
Yes.
And then I think after that, it has to be Facebook. And if you have an Oculus account, you're good until 2023, I think.
And then switch over.
Mm-hmm.
I think after that, you have to switch over. They said you could still log in with your old Oculus account, but there'd be parts of it cut off. You can't access everything in that device. So.
Sucks, man. Because I think I do have an Oculus account. I made one to get, like, they had Moss for free at one point, and I think I made one to grab Moss.
I got one for Moss, and I think I got one for another free one they had on there. I know I got at least 2 games on there. So.
Oh well, you'll never be able to use them, Cesar. Sorry.
I'm almost to the point where I won't be able to stream on Xbox either. So it is.
They are going to do that, aren't they?
So
they absolutely are going to do that. What was it? Okay, it's kind of a segue into games played. But there's a mode on Halo that I thought was a team mode, and it ended up being 2v2v2v2, right? So there's 3 of us online, and we want to get in this mode and play together. And I had played with another friend, and then somebody else was on, and I was like, well, I'll back out. I just want to experience it, because I'm going to laugh my ass off at y'all playing it. I was like, I'll back out. Y'all play. I'll watch. Just stream it. Just go into your menu and go to stream it. It should be an option in there. And he was looking at everything, and I was like, you know what? Damn, they took that out. It was baked right there. It was so easy to just hit that, and then you're all set. Yeah. And I could have just watched the 2 of them playing that, and that could have been that. And I was like, damn it. That was such a great feature to have. And we didn't use it all the time. I think we used it. Our NOFODcast account, we used it a little bit. I think we did, that Sea of Thieves alpha that we were tearing up every weekend was NDA, so we couldn't do anything with that. but because they had all kind of guidelines for Mixer and all that when it was going to go live, because that was going to be a huge bit of that. But sucks, man. It was right there and it was so easy, and there's no solution there right now built into it. It was in the OS at that level, and it's just not there anymore. Do we want to go on with games played since we wrapped that up? So
yeah, that was all the news. So let's head into the games
since
played.
It is my segue.
Yeah, Brant freaking into news on the
thanks,
on the
Brant.
downer. Like, yeah,
we could have ended it with PUBG and bots.
It's okay. As soon as this podcast is done, I saw they just posted the Captain Tsubasa Rise of New Champions launch trailer. I'll watch that and I'll get my anime soccer
right
business, and then I'll feel better. Yeah, but like, yeah, Eagle Strike Attack.
It'll fulfill your anime soccer needs.
Like, we're doing that at work all day tomorrow with my coworker. I'm like, Eagle Strike Attack. He's like, you get out of here with that shit. That's what's gonna.
I'm carrying something. Come help me. Stop.
Falcon Headbutt. Oh, yeah.
Oh, but the mode that I was Cesar was bemoaning the lack of Mixer in the Xbox OS now, because there was a mode. The Master Chief Collection rotates these like featured playlists, and this one is called Mongoose Rockets or something like that. Rocket Gooses, Mon Rockets. It's some kind of take on that. So what I thought it was going to be,
Top Gun or something like that. So like Top Gun or something like that. You're flying a plane.
So I thought it was going to be. I've seen some custom modes on Halo 3 where there's like one person on a platform and a bunch of people on a mongoose like racing to try to get. They're going down like a Rainbow Road style track. We have to download this for a Halo 3 LAN party because it looks fucking crazy. And I thought this is what this mode was. It's still a lot of fun, but it's not this exact same thing. So you have 2 or 3 people on this platform that are like sniping and shooting rockets and stuff at these mongooses that are racing to get to the end of the track. That's what I was hoping it was for. So I fire it up. It's myself and friend of the show Jeremy. We're playing. So we launch straight into one, and it's a featured map, or it's a featured mode for Halo 2 and Halo 3. And basically, you have a VIP. So it's so crazy. You have 2 people to a team. It's 2v2, v2, v2. You have a VIP. He's on the back of the mongoose, and he has rockets. So the other guy can only drive. The other guy can only shoot rockets because he's the VIP. And you have to drive the mongoose into a rotating hill. So the hill rotates all across the map, and the first one to 10 points wins. And there's there's 4 teams. The rockets are going everywhere. You can't really die. You can be assassinated, but nobody's ever off of the mongoose. So you just have rockets hitting you, and your mongoose is flipping up on the wall, and it's all these crazy physics, and you'll land on your head, and both of you will be out of the mongoose, and you have to jump back in. Man, it's just total chaos. The first game we played, Jeremy and I had no clue what we were doing. We were trying to shoot everybody. Nobody died. Nobody died. And then
nobody fucking kicked you yet.
No,
like,
we didn't get any hate messages or anything. And then one round, there was an edge of the map to that one, and I was the only person on this whole round. I had 2 kills because I knocked their mongoose. I was the VIP on the back with the rockets, and I knocked their mongoose off the side and killed both of them. That's the only 2 kills in that whole round. But we lost a couple, and then Jeremy and I got one. It seems like the hill spawned around us every time, and nobody was near us, and we just kept hustling and kept getting them. And then we played some more multiplayer with friend of the show, Dale. We play one of our favorite maps. There's a Halo 1 map that's not on the LAN party that we play on Xbox, the original Xbox. It's not one of those. I think it's from the PC. But the mode is called Muskets, and it's basically shotguns. So you just have
muskets like fucking Revolutionary War muskets. That's what it's supposed to be like.
The mode is called Muskets, and everybody has shotguns. Like that's the only thing in the map. And everybody has low health. So, like, one shot, even from a distance, one shot with the musket will take you out. And this map that we love, it's called, like, Citron 2 or something. I don't even know where it fits into the Halo lore. But there's a room that there's a bunch of portals. Like, you go through a portal, and it's a room with, like, 2 other portals. But there's one room you can get into with 3 or 4 portals, and there's a bridge going across the top, and you can guard one side of it. We all need to play this, man. I'm telling you, I have so much fun with it. And there's 2 entrances on the bottom, and there's one entrance in the middle. You've got grenades in there, and you've got a health pack. So we've made the meta behind this map. No matter what mode we're playing in, we like muskets, and there's one called Hellbringers that has a flamethrower in it, and I know that's from the PC one. But we will literally get in that room and just hole up and let them come through. You're just waiting for them to come through the portals at you. So I'm like lobbing grenades down by the portal. People are waiting with shotguns to take them out. It's just, we've made a whole thing behind the room. Because when you kill enough people trying to get into the room, they figured out. They're like, oh shit, we got to take this room. Then when they wipe you out, then you're all spawning and trying to go take the room back. So we've made this like sub-meta in this one map. And it's, you get in those random queues with Master Chief Collection, and when we see it go off and it's either Hellbringers or Muskets on that one map, man, it's so much fun. I laugh so hard. But then friend of the show Jeremy got off, and Dale and I played a couple rounds of the featured Mongoose Rocket mode, and we ended up winning one. We had gotten like 2 points the last round, and it was almost frustrating. Like, man, we kind of suck at this. We just didn't have it together, and then we just straight railed it. We got our 10 points, and I think the next closest team had like 7 maybe was the closest. And so we kind of ran through that. So that's my Master Chief Collection update. I can't believe I made it through it. The next game, the only other game I played, I'm going to astound everyone here. This game has taken over my household. It is a mobile game. You see me firing it up on the iPad. Now that we're a visual podcast, this makes a lot more sense. This game is sweeping the household.
Oh, Crossy Road.
We love this game. So it's a form of anybody, I mean, this is one of the most popular mobile games. It's like Frogger, but you're a chicken trying to get across the road and bouncing. Me and my 2 kids, we will take turns as the chicken going across, and there's this crazy animation every time you fall in the water or get splatted by the car or something like that. It's this crazy animation of like the chicken getting, it's really well animated. We take turns. They laugh like crazy every time the chicken explodes, and we pass it off to the next person. They try to see how far they get. Man, we did this for like 3 hours one afternoon, and it wore down the battery of the iPad. I'm like, what happened? I've never killed this iPad battery. And we were just playing Crossy Road and listening to the crazy sound effects and laughing and just passing the iPad back and forth and taking rounds with the chicken. It's very simple. It's a mobile game. Man, we had a blast. That's what I want from mid games. My kids are always asking for Daddy, let's play the chicken game. I'm like, all right, let's break it out. But those are my games played. Brant, you've played it?
There's a Disney version of that game.
What is that one called?
Yeah, there's a Disney version. If and when things are better, if you ever wind up at an arcade or like the bowling alley where they have arcades, like a Pinstripes or Starlight, they usually, or Dave and Buster's, they usually have a Crossy Roads machine, and you can do 2-player.
There's 2-player on this one. It's kind of hard to both have like hands on the iPad, even their small hands, but I could see that being fun at an arcade. What is the Disney one called? Is it on mobile, or is that the arcade one?
It should be. No. I mean, it should be on mobile. The one at the arcade's just the chicken. It's a chicken and a duck.
That's what the player 2 is on this one. Endless Arcade Hopper. Let me see what else they made. Hipster Whale. It might be in there. Yeah, they're not even tempted by the in-app purchases or the coins or whatever else that is that they offer you. Crossy Road Castle, is that it?
It's just called Disney Crossy Road.
How come I can't find it?
Just Disney Crossy Road.
Oh, because they said the game was shut down March 12th, 2020.
Oh, no.
However, the game is still playable with all classic, rare, and epic characters unlocked. But I guess you can't download it again.
It's not there.
So, correction, there was.
Thanks for the outdated news there, Brant. That could have been I could have been dad of the year tomorrow, and now we're just back to the chicken and the duck.
I have outdated news. Cesar has fake news.
We're not Ariel and Anna going across the road trying not to get splatted. Oh, it's a lot of fun, man. They really like some Crossy Road. It's good. So who's up next with their games played? Sounds like Brant.
I guess it's me.
I thought we were gonna do Jenkin. I played some Alex Kidd earlier this week, and that was like the first room where you have to do rock paper scissors for that fucking belt,
What Alex
and I
Kidd
lose
were
every
you
time.
playing?
I don't understand
Why?
the original one, OG one. Because it was on that Genesis
Okay.
Mini.
You plugged yours up?
I ended up buying another one.
They were
for like
super
$29
cheap.
on Amazon.
Yeah.
I was like, why not?
Super
Oh
cheap.
wow.
Yeah, because they only lasted like 10 minutes.
And it's
After
good.
that,
It's good emulation too. That's an M2 product. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's what I was doing in my breaks.
Playing Alex Kidd specifically,
And
or the
then
Genesis Mini? Oh my
Alex
God!
Kidd
Why?
specifically, and I just got to that
I'm like-
first room with it. I could never get past the first room with the Jinkin because I was like, I want that fucking belt, and I just can't get it. I can't beat that fucking wrestler with a Jinkin. They're like rock paper scissors. That fucker gets the thing, the one I don't need every time. I don't get it. Fuck that game.
No more Alex Kidd.
I hit the reset button.
All
Never
right,
played
what else
again.
did you play besides
Yeah.
Alex Kidd?
Ended up beating the Ghosts.
Yes, I saw your platinum trophy announcement.
43 hours. And I did everything in that fucking
Nice.
game. That story is really good, man. It ends very well. It doesn't leave interpretation to like there could be a sequel or not, but it does end well. The only thing I think that game needed a little bit more was there's some character stories, like some of the characters that assist you on there. They have good character stories in there,
Right.
for your side characters. I wish the minor stories where you had to do like what they call the Tales of Tsushima. I wish those were a little bit more memorable, because it always seemed like you go help somebody else out and they always end up either A, being dead, or B, already killed, and then it's just you going back and telling this person like, yeah, I went over there and yeah, your wife was already dead, my bad. And then the guy's yelling at you like, why didn't you save them? They're not. It just seemed like more like busy work versus like, oh, I could have formed a connection with some of these characters. So I mean, not all of them were bad. There were some that were actually pretty good, and then there's just some that it's like I saw the same thing over and over again, just with different skins. But outside of that, I mean, it's a pretty good game, man. It was a very beautiful game, especially. I think my favorite one was at the very end where you're going up Mount. I forget Genko. I don't quote me on it, but it's like it's like a bit where you have to learn how to use your fire sword, and you slowly freeze to death as you go up the mountain. So you have to like survive to get to the campfire to regain your life, because he'll tell you, it's like, I'm about to freeze to death, and you have to get to the campfire and wait there, and then you have to go and you have to do it so fast. It's like you can't. There's no mistake. I think. I was like right at the fucking end, and I just crawled up and I saw a dead body, and it was a fucking bear right there, and he just knocked me off the mountain. I'm like, God, yeah.
It's those damn bears.
I didn't, because I saw the dead body, and I was like, and the screen's turning white. It's like it's turning ice where you can't see shit. And I just saw myself flying across the mountain. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? It was a bear. It was just waiting there for me just to kill my ass. And so I was like, I had to go up there and just start swinging like crazy. That way I can make sure I can just jump onto the next ledge. But I died laughing because that fucker just knocked me the hell off. I was like, what the hell? And I still died before I hit the ground from freezing to death. I think that was still my favorite bit to get the power on there. But I don't want to go into too much details about how the story ends. I like it. It's done very well. It's very memorable, and it's very moving. The ending's very moving. I'll put it that way.
Game of the year potential?
No, Final Fantasy VII Remake still my game of the year. Nothing comes close. I looked at my list. I've beaten 50 games this year, and I think 7. Nothing comes close to 7 Remake. I still look at that fondly, and I still will go back in there and play it.
Nice. So,
but that's neither here or there. Yeah, I got my list of games that I beat every for this year. I'm actually keeping up, but I think I'm at 50 right now.
Damn.
I ended up getting a new release called Annika and Giraffe. It's a indie game from Japan. It's published over here on the Switch and PS4 by Nipponichi Software America. It is like a visual novel mixed with like a 3D platformer. And it gets a little weird because like you have to locate these dungeons, and which they make. When you say dungeons, it makes it sound like it's a Legend of Zelda, but it's not, because like I don't know how I can describe this game, because you go through and you play as this girl. It's like a cat girl type thing. She's forgotten her memory, and then you meet up with this character named Giraffe, which looks like a boy type giraffe, and he's like, I need you to go in there and get these star fragments out of these dungeons, and I can't get in there and get them. And if you can go in there and get them for me. So you're going through these dungeons, and they have like ghosts in these dungeons, but you can't attack the ghosts. So it's like you running away from them attacking you, and kind of navigating through there. And there's little quirks in here, like you can't survive in water and whatnot. Then you get to, at the end of the dungeon, it's like a boss, and it's always the same lady who happens to pretend to be a witch or a mermaid or a cowboy, and she does the same thing every time. But it turns into like the boss fights are like a rhythm game where you have on the left side you have to use the joystick to go left and press X as the ball. There's like a ball that kind of falls and lands on a specific particular spot on the hole on the ground, and you got to like time it the music. So it's like a music battles on there, and that's how you
Cool.
beat the dungeon bosses. So I think I'm like halfway through the game. I think they told me there was originally 3 dungeons, and then I've just found out there's 2 more left. So it's not a long game. I think I'm only like 4 hours into it. I'm probably it'll take me like 6 hours.
What's the name of that
probably.
one again?
But Annika and Giraffe. Yeah, it's very different. It's good. I'm going through it, and it's like I said, it's like an indie Japanese game. I don't know who the developer is. I don't know what they. I think it used like Fmod, I believe, is the engine they used.
Sounds like one of their Game Jam projects.
Yeah, this one's actually done by a company who does mostly publishes visual novels. I think that's why I ended up picking it up, because it does tell stories through like comics-based strips where there's like these swoosh and shing sound effects and stuff like that. The old Batman School stuff on there. Outside of that, I showed you guys earlier when I came in the mail. I was playing some Darius 2 on the Mega Drive, specifically the Mega Drive one, because I think it was called. What was it called on the Genesis? It was called.
It's not Gaiden.
Saga. Yes, Sagaya. I think that's what it's called in America. So I'm playing the original Mega Drive one and going through that one because I love me some fucking Darius, man. You know how I feel about Darius.
That one's on the Genesis Mini too, right? Yep.
Yes, I think that was the one that never got. I think
never came here before.
I think. Yeah, we got the Japanese one. They call the international one because we got the bastardized version where they strip out all the cheat modes and took out some stuff in there. Put some time in that. Outside of that, I mean, I jumped around here on some new games, but nothing too much I can talk about. There's that weird game from the Senra Kagura studio, Honey Clover, which I ended up picking up and getting. And they tend to do like service type games where it's like kind of like ecchi girls type situations. But what originally sold me on this game was that it kind of reminded me of like Wave Race, because it's like you're on jet skis, and so I ended up playing a little bit of that one. And you're on you play these girls in high school, which they're in wetsuits, and that's their angle, whatever. But outside of that, on the actual gameplay part, on the jet ski play part, it's actually pretty good. So you get the ability to do turbo boosts, jump off of ramps to do different tricks, and you race against these other girls that are all in this. Apparently, it's like these high school in this one city, and that's what their main sport was, jet ski racing or jet wave racing. And so you have one girl that's driving in the front, and you have to control with R2, L2, and you can do drifting and everything on there to do boosts and tricks and everything. And then you have the circle button where you have another girl in the back that has like a super soaker that'll attack the other jet ski racers as you pass them by. And so you can overload their shields, and they'll knock their shields down. So then they're kind of like back there recharging their shields, and then you're going through and trying to just win the race. It's pretty good. I just wanted to get it because I was like, man, I haven't played anything that was wave race related in a long ass time, or jet motor related. And that kind of has been scratching the itch for me because I haven't.
No jet ski games, no snowboarding games, really.
Yeah.
That's why I was like $60. Let's go. Even though I know there's like scantily clad women in scuba suits, so I was like, whatever. Like none of these girls look like they're in high school, but whatever. But outside of that, I just remember the prologue one because they all go through like they're from this high school. I'm like, what the fuck am I watching? It's like, can I just get past this shit to go do the jet ski stuff? And so I finally got to the tutorial. I'm like, all right, yeah. I was like, yeah, this is what I signed up for. Yeah, I'll put some. Hey man, I love games, man, but there's some shit you got to take a chance on, and there's some shit you just got to pull up some bullshit. I'm like, I mean, there's a crowd of people who like this type of game, and that's what they want, man. I guess it is what it is. And then lastly, I'm not going to go into too much detail because I've talked about this many times in this podcast. In previous times, I think I got past the first level on New Super Lucky Time. So, this is the one that came out on the Switch. They're the redone version that's different from the Xbox One, and I can instantly tell how much different it is because they do the very beginning is completely done differently. you get the whole background story for like the first 10 minutes, and it's like fully animated, and it's like, oh, that we were these, and it explains like what you're doing. Because I don't think it went, when I remember playing Xbox, it didn't go into that much detail. Kind of just like it just threw you in the game, and then like your sister would keep contacting you, like, hey, you need to, you need to figure out a way to come back to us, and you don't talk to her at all. They kind of like cut all that out, and they just kind of do this whole different prologue, and the camera is like fully turnable, like that. It was fixed in the original Xbox One. And this one you can actually do a full 3D turn and look around nooks and crannies, and I do enjoy the improvements, and that's just for me playing the first level. I was like, all right, yeah, I can see why they warned.
Yeah, I know you were a big fan of the first one.
It sucks for the Xbox people because I mean they technically maybe could have sold this as like a patch or something like that. They just got to buy a whole new game, but I don't think it matters because I think they worked out a deal. It goes through Game Pass, so it is what it is. So, but yeah, that's it for me. What about you, Brant?
Games.
Not a whole lot.
That's what I like to hear.
I did play more Ghost of Tsushima. I opened up to the second island, and as soon as I did, saw all that bits of story that popped up, like you were talking about. As soon as you open up the island, there's more stuff that pops up back on the first one, and I was like, damn. So I went back and started like I got caught up doing all the side bits again, like going all over, finding what I hadn't yet. And then eventually got back on track, did more of the story. I just got another sword technique. Because Richard, you haven't picked it back up, have you?
I didn't get back to it.
Aside from the 4 stances that you unlock, there's these different like legendary sword techniques that you pick up that are just kind of these kind of fabled tales throughout the land, kind of deals. And
it's like you said before, I think last time, it's told by musicians. All the techniques are musician told. Like they'll give you like the lore, and it's like legend of blah blah blah, and some call him a demon is always like some kind of exaggeration.
Mm-hmm. And so I just got another sword technique. It's the one you have to use the triggers for. I can't remember the name of it. But you have to press L1, R1 together, and it uses 3 of your little resolve orbs. Because the first one that I got, that you find on the first island, only uses one bit of resolve. But both moves are definitely do a lot more damage and things like that. But the biggest thing was when I finally got back into the story, started going back through. Of course, took back over that one castle that you see in the first bit of the game, and then moved on to a mission that was called, I believe it was Ghost of Yuikawa. And I won't get too much into detail on this one. But
yeah, it's like you're trying to dance around. You don't want to get too much. That's the same with me. I was like, I want to talk about the ending so bad, but I know you guys haven't got that far. And I was like, the ending's fucking great, man. That ending's moving. I was like, that was a great ending. I wish, hopefully you guys get there soon.
So you revisit the hometown of Yuna and her brother Taka, and
Waka.
Waka. Gosh. But you revisit their hometown, which is actually surrounded by Mongols. It's under siege, and you have to help them retake their town to, kind of secure more of a fighting force to drive out the Mongols. And the way that mission ends is with you gaining another skill, but the way that you gain this skill is so badass. And then the skill itself is a little overpowering, but it's done so in a way that, once you've used it once, it tells you that to use it again, you have to build up the meter, and to do so, it's very specific. you either have to assassinate like the head of a Mongol
Oh,
camp,
wow.
or you have to beat 5 enemies consecutively without taking any damage in order to just like
Yeah.
build the meter. So, but the skill itself it's ghost mode, I believe. Was that
Ghost
right, Cesar?
Ghost Stance.
Ghost Stance.
Ghost
The Ghost
Stance.
Stance. Yeah.
And it's pretty cool.
It goes in like
Um,
a Kurosaki mode, and it forces you to go in black and white, and yeah.
it's very
Cool
stylized, and
presentation.
it's interesting. I don't want to really want to give it away. But
Give it away now.
But and the other game I got to play a little this week is my son's been playing
Mhm.
Hollow Knight, and Hollow Knight's another one of those games where I love the atmosphere. It's easy to get lost in that game. So I picked it back up, and I remembered I stopped because I got to this point where I'm fighting this specific enemy in this room, and the problem there was you're fighting one enemy, and he's very large, and you start fighting him, and as you start whittling him down,
Oh.
another one pops up. And the thing is, there are 5 corpses or 6 corpses in the room, and as soon as you kill one, another one's going to pop back up. So you're never not going to have 2 at the same time until you've whittled them down. So I remember just getting super frustrated with that.
That was a hard game. That was one of my favorite games a couple years ago, though.
But I picked it back up, just kind of left that area, started exploring again, and it's fun sitting there with him. Like even today we were sitting there, and he's like, "Oh, I found this," and then he showed me where that was, and then a little bit later he's like, "Oh, how'd you get there?" And we'd go back and forth, showing each other different paths and different little secrets.
That is cool.
And I love Metroidvanias, and this one definitely leans a little bit heavier toward that Metroid side, where it's that bleak kind of isolated feel. It's that like not really horror, but that really isolated, desolate feel that you're just the only one left in this world. I mean, you come across very few other beings. They're all bugs, but you come across very few other bugs that sell you little items here and there. But for the most part, it's all enemies.
Its atmosphere was second to none. I didn't like the map.
And it's
if the
like
map had been more usable. It's like bottle caps or pins or something that you put down, if I remember right.
Well, not only that, and those can be helpful, but the fact that that game, for those who don't know, that you use these things called charms, and you get a certain number of notches, and you start off with a few, and then as you go through, you can find more little notches. And the different charms give you different abilities to maybe swing your sword faster, maybe you do more damage, maybe you take less damage, maybe you gain what's called soul when you take damage, which soul is used to either heal yourself or do little special attacks, special abilities. But there is a charm that is specifically for where you can find yourself on the map. And if you want to be able to see yourself on the map when you pull it up, you have to have that charm.
I should have gotten there.
On there.
That might have helped.
And
you're not about that semi-charm kind of life.
Well done.
But it's annoying that you have to waste a space, or even because you can only equip those charms when you're sitting at a save point too. So it's not like you're standing there off to the side and you're like, well, I need to find out where the nearest save point is. Let me just exchange what I'm using right now for that waypoint shard and or charm and find where I am. It's not that simple. You've got to know the map or just waste a slot with that
Right.
that having that charm in there. But I mean, yeah, all in all, I love it. I love the atmosphere, and just going through it now. There's a lot of things I didn't have. There were a lot of things I did, and I'd noticed, my map was almost fully completed. There were a few places that I wasn't able to get to that now I am, but just going through that game, and like you're saying, its atmosphere is second to none. It's just a good ass game.
Good job, Brent. You might fuck around and actually beat that game.
You'll be the first person ever.
That's what it sounds like. Yeah, you're like I'm waiting for you. Like I was, yeah, I'm just fucking around, and then, holy shit, I beat the game.
That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I thought it was never gonna end.
Well, I mean, very early on, if you can reach a point in the game where it shows you where your main enemies are and where the big bad boss is. So there's like 3 you have to take out, and if you take them out, then you go fight the big baddie. And of course, the version that I'm playing on Switch actually has all the DLC in there, so there's still more content that I can go back and play as well. So,
I mean, let me tell you about a game that with a memorable ending is Far Cry 4, where he tells you just wait there, and you just wait there, and you beat the game. It's the first 10 minutes of the game.
Yeah,
and you lock an ending.
You can beat it that way.
He's like, just wait. Yep.
No, that's
you didn't
crazy.
know that.
Yeah, he tells you to wait there, and you get the natural instinct like, fuck that, I'm gonna go in there and start fucking shit up. If you literally just wait there, the game ends.
That's
and
awesome.
you get that ending. First 10 minutes. I still remember it to
That's
the day.
awesome. Very cool.
But that's it. That's been my games played.
You guys have anything else you want to mention before we wrap up?
Nope, just watch more
Always
anime.
watch more anime, huh? You can catch this recording this podcast on YouTube. We were actually streaming on YouTube. We're streaming on Twitch. You can listen to the audio bits of the podcast wherever your favorite RSS feed is retrieved from. We had an outro for so long, and now we don't need it, and I don't even know how to finish.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to finish it up. I guess leave us a 5-star review on iTunes and tell your friends to follow us on Twitch. We have 17 Twitch followers, and we need 50 for Twitch affiliation, and we've gotten most of the other qualifications. So if we can get there, we'll be all right. We are
So close.
Only 29 more, but we're already 21 deep. So if everybody tells 2 friends of our 21, we'll get there very quickly. So
It sounds like a
it
pyramid
basically
scheme,
is,
sir.
and I don't even know what Twitch affiliation is. It's just make the numbers go higher, I guess.
Yeah.
The thing is trying to keep it going is the biggest thing.
It's all a numbers
So
game.
just got extra bright. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us this week, and we'll catch you next week. Bye.
Adios.
See you.